Karate Kid Legends is a 2025 martial arts drama movie. It stars Jackie Chan, Ralph Macchio. It introduces Ben Wang as the main lead. It's the sixth movie in the Karate Kid franchise. It serves as a continuation of the Karate Kid franchise, serving as a continuation of the TV show Cobra Kai, as well as the 2010 reboot, which introduced Jackie Chan. Both Chan and Macchio reprised their roles from the franchise. This is Macchio's first involvement with a Karate Kid movie since 1989's The Karate Kid Part 3. The movie follows Li Fang, who's played by Ben Wang. He's a kung fu prodigy who moves to New York, and confronting a local karate champion, he receives help from his former master, Mr. Han, played by Jackie Chan, and karate sensei Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio. This is where the movie's kind of a broken movie. Now let's start by saying that the Karate Kid franchise was kind of, not dead, but kind of just like asleep, mostly after the reboot of the Karate Kid in 2010. No one was really actively following this franchise. The Karate Kid movies in the 80s were very successful. I know because everyone loves them. My dad loves them. Teachers love them. It seems like it's a dad movie. I say teachers because I remember a bunch of my teachers all talked about the Karate Kid. It was a huge movie at the time in the 80s. And attempts to replicate it, haven't been huge successes. The Karate Kid movie in 2010 was pretty decent, but it didn't spawn a sequel. It just kind of went away. No one cared about that Jaden Smith movie. But in 2018, there was a YouTube TV show, Cobra Kai. This was from YouTube, and it was actually a huge success. And it continued on Netflix. The show was really popular. Cobra Kai is a huge deal. I watched the first couple of seasons, and it became very big and explosive. It kind of started bending genres a little more and becoming just really over the top. Not really my kind of show, but it really had some good comedy in there, great writing at first. But basically, the Karate Kid franchise got really big. And now they're kind of going back to making movies. So you would think that this movie, the first Karate Kid movie since 2010, would be a huge deal, especially while the Cobra Kai show is so popular. But the movie, honestly, is just really meh. It's really nothing at all. And I will say, it's a lot of fun to watch, but there's just something so basic, simple, and hollow at its core. A lot of people have been comparing this to a Disney Channel original movie, and I kind of completely agree. Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio are both front and center on the poster, along with Ben Wang, who's the lead. But their involvement is so forced on. It's such a crutch to lean on for nostalgia. It's incredibly obvious. Ralph Macchio only appears in what I assume is a cut scene from one of the sequels. In the very opening scene, the cold open, before they have basically an hour of the movie just be about this kid moving to New York and training with Joshua Jackson's character, who's a former boxer who now works at a pizzeria, and the main character, Ben Wang, he falls for his daughter, and there's kind of a cute love story there. But it's just such a basic Disney Channel type of movie where we're following this kid training kung fu, and his mom says don't fight, don't do kung fu. It's just so cheesy and hollow and very thin. And I feel like the original Karate Kid maybe also, had a bit of thinness to it, but there's a lot of nostalgia with the, 1984 Karate Kid movie. That movie itself, and there's plenty of films, that might now be seen as cheesy, but we look back at them and we love them. I feel like just repeating the exact same trope here, but not giving it really anything new or anything kind of quirky to play with really makes it feel dull and boring and cheap. Cobra Kai isn't, a masterpiece or anything, but it's fun and the characters have flavor. That's something pretty good about that show that makes it strong. I think this movie is fun to watch. The playlist too, or the soundtrack is so, people are just saying the TikTok soundtrack. It has some really bad songs that, the Benson Boone Mystical Magical song. Don't get me wrong, people are fans, but I just think there's so many songs that feel like they're just so forced into this movie. And I feel like, basing of movie soundtrack taste is a little subjective. It's not the best songs, but still. There are just some clear pacing issues in this movie that are so glaring and noticeable to me. Especially how they kind of need some supporting characters to just kind of appear so they kind of just write their way in. I mean, this movie is 94 minutes and it just feels so rushed. Ben's mom hires him an SAT tutor, and in one scene, they're just they just meet and there's this awkward exchange. And then in the next scene, they're buddies, but we never get that dynamic where they're actually becoming friends or they, bond. All of a sudden, they're just friends. And it's kind of weird, honestly. The same goes for the main villain or bully of the movie, this guy Connor Day. He is so cliche, and he only gets one scene early on where we see that, he dated the main girl. And then he just returns at the very end for this final battle. Same with the boxer dad. of the main love interest. He works at this pizzeria. It's this cute, like Disney Channel type bonding thing where Joshua Jackson's character is the boxer, is trying to get Ben Wang to teach him kung fu. He wants to be a fighter again, and it's fun to watch them train and there's bonding, but it's never really like feels like it's meaningful or leading up to anything. They're just these very, very stale cliches we've seen in so many other movies. And we know Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan both have to come back. They both take this huge break, and then they show up at the end because Joshua Jackson gets hurt in some fight. There's some loan sharks who like have him beat up. It's really dumb. Then they have to have Ben Wang come and fight. It's something you've seen before. It's nothing new. And I had fun watching this movie. Like, I'm ripping on it now, but it really just feels like such a small movie. And it was clearly shot on the cheap. Like, there's a noticeable amount of green screen in this movie. There's a scene where they're biking in New York, the girl Mia and Ben, at the early scenes, and it's just so clearly done on a green screen. It was kind of funny to me. Also, I get they're not trying to, do a hard drama. This is for families, but how they include emotion to me is also a little silly. Like with these flashbacks to Ben's childhood, like you learn he has an older brother who was killed, and that's where he kind of has this fear, and that kind of is, a bit of emotion that comes in there, but it just doesn't work for me, the way they use this. It's just very cliche, and you get this montage of like, don't freeze, just like, go for it, and it just didn't work. I thought it was really fucking stupid. The same thing with the love interest. Like, there's a couple times where, they fight, and it's over the dumbest shit. And then, like, the next scene, she's like, "Oh, I forgive you." And it's just like they're forcing these conflicts so much. So to me, it feels very artificial in that way, but it's fun. It just is a very surreal thing that this exists, because it feels very much as if, like, someone said, let's make a movie very similar to The Karate Kid, and like make it our own movie. But no, this is actually canonical to Karate Kid, and Ralph Macchio is actually in this, and Jackie Chan's in this. It's just such a weird thing that exists. And yeah, I did have fun watching it. It was just bizarre. So let me know what you guys think of this film. Thank you so much for watching my review.